Hello, one for the first of a bunch of 3.16 like get ready stuff. What we think about the leak so far, what's been revealed, um, the map system, the pat list, like all that kind of stuff. Pretty much, we'll try to put and hopefully a POB if we get lucky. It doesn't repeat like last leak. That the POB got updated like 3 days after leak started. So once we know everything, we can pretty much get going with everything, like what we're gonna do and that kind of stuff. So pretty much I just want to give an intro, like what we can sort of go through. So we're gonna pretty much go over like what was shown in the revealed trailer, the teaser, all that kind of stuff. Try not to touch patch notes since I already sort of saw patch notes before I made this video, so I'm hoping what I say is more true to what was revealed. But I'm pretty sure I might screw it up. And we'll just let this loop in the background. We'll play at the volume. But I'm excited. It's a lot of interesting things that we seen from this. And I think this I think is gonna be massive, which we need POB. Like the mastery system is gonna change a lot of builds. So any build that was already pre-created, pretty much throw the POB out the window. So pretty much the league itself, what we saw is pretty much you get the little device early on, put in your character, above the trinket, and then pretty much just, fill the blood vessel up, kill everything. When you get the mount going, then you can just pretty much get going from there. Like the little vessel right here, click on it, grab an item. I think this could be really good early on. If you're playing a melee character, you can make the use the vendor recipe to make the percent fist damage axes. Have one on a character, have one in here, let it start working on while you're using one. Scourge, the one that's sitting here, get some good corruption on it. Could make it really strong early game at weapons, to be honest, doing this. Because I could see end game everyone using every piece of gear with this kind of stuff on to make some crazy amount of stuff going on with your character. But that's the main part. Go through a map, fill this vial all the way up with their blood and the enemies you kill. When it gets filled up, or it looks like at least halfway, you can choose anywhere to use it from there. Hit the device, probably this device I'm guessing, and then you pretty much convert into the area they showed in the trailer with all the a demon area, kill things. You don't need the loot during this. Wait until the end of the loot, and then when it's over, get converted back to where originally started. Just make sure. I guess Grimro talked to the Dell, so he knows a little bit of information already. The number over here is based on how many seconds you're in the zone for, and you take more damage. If you fill the bar up once, go through all 30 seconds, get 30 stacks, and then in the same zone, fill it up again or halfway and use it again. This just goes up even more, so it does not reset after each time. The monsters in the zone will add new ones, so you can keep doing this as many times as you want in the map, to be honest. And as you're doing this, it corrupts it. So there's gonna be a lot of corrupted gear on the market this league, and you can do this with corrupted items too. Uniques, no flasks, no jewels. Everything else looks like free game. And you unlock more slots as you level up the skill tree up here, which is pretty much just keep killing everything. We can get everything unlocked long game. You always get one positive and one negative. You can do it up to 3 times. Each tier is stronger. And on tier 3, you're stuck with whatever item you get. Your item might brick, your item might get better. It's unknown. It might not be good for your build, but another person using it could be good too. And we have the new orbs that work on lab enchants. So if you have a corrupted item like this, you can take this to lab enchant with one of the blessing orbs, I forget what it's called, but you put it in there with this, and it lets you put a lab enchant on it. So corrupted helmets still have valuable if you want to add glacial hammer or stuff like that. But you can definitely get you can anoint on chest piece now, so that should be pretty interesting. The negative, those, going to be pretty big on tier 3, so you just got to be very careful. switch it very quickly. You see the bar up here, switch around. You can switch out of it anytime, looks like. Transform it when you're ready. When you're leveling up too, you get the skill bar. You can anoint the whole entire skill bar with this. So it's definitely something really good to know. And these items only drop in the Scourge area. The Chrome, the Jeweler, the Fusing, like all the new items, all the new Tainted stuff. So like this lets you use the same thing, use Chromatics, Jewelers, and Fusings on corrupted items. I personally think the Chromatic one is probably the best one. Because like buying a random off-color 6 item, or 6 link, throwing some of the Tainted Chromatics on it, and you probably can save yourself a lot of money. I think this Bleak is going to be about either when you get, like, this is a skill tree. We don't know what all these do. We know, like, this one lets you put a unique in there. We know that somewhere in here will let you, I think this is the one probably lets you put a map in here if I had to guess, maybe. I'm going to guess probably, like, faster jewelry. Like, these probably like the fast, like, low items a lot faster. There's one in here, I think it's this one, that lets you actually have a chance when you Scourge it to add to link your item for you from a 5, like add 1 extra link. So you can put like 5 links in here, and then make it possibly get a 6 link for free out of it, and then to sell it and get a free Divine Orb. So it could be a way of making Divine Orbs this league. Very interesting. But yeah, like this one I think is for like speed of jewelry and armor or something like that. This one, armor items absorb more corruption, so that means the armor items you put in here will go up to Scourging faster. We know, and like each tier adds stuff, so you can definitely get a lot. Like this one is where you get the Crucible, so I think this will probably be the most important one. I think the minute you get down to this bar, everyone's going to take this one first. We know the one above it is for unique items, so I think these are like the 2 first ones you'll get. And I'm guessing this has to be the map one, to be honest. Yeah, there it is. So transforming a socket into add a socket. This is probably the one that adds like a 6 socket, stuff like that. This is probably the one that links it. So I guess in every channel is like 5% more. So it's probably socket then links. Yeah, so like we only know this one. This is 2% chance to add an explement modifier to a magic or rare if possible. So it adds more stuff. But you need to allocate certain skills to reach this far down. So it's gonna take a while to get through this. But like eventually you start putting maps in here. Maps can go you can transform maps 10 times. And they've shown number 10 is pretty insane, to be honest. With like whenever you kill a rare, you switch into the Scourge area, and now but you take more damage. There was one that I think that said where enemies in Scourge drop like 3 additional maps and 7 stacked decks, so you make over 20 chaos per one if you can clear the map out. So you're definitely gonna want to put any time you get a map slot open, throw a map in there and let it go. Especially when you get like to the T14 through 16s. I would always have maps on here at all times. And if there's anything on the skill bar that says give more to maps, I probably would take that over anything else. Is what I'm thinking. We'll see more when we actually, on Friday, when we can actually look at all the skills. But I think the map one's gonna be big money. Because I think there's some that give like, more scarabs that drop, more everything. Like I'm pretty sure everything can drop through these. And the higher tiers is more rewards. Like this one, rare monsters in there drop basic currency, so you know it. And you cannot manually shift those, so you gotta be careful on these. So you shift into Nightmare for 15 seconds whenever you kill a rare unique. So every time you kill a rare unique, you're in there for 15 seconds. So you gotta make sure you don't kill yourself in there. Because every time you go in there, you can definitely, 15 seconds, that's 15 more stacks on there. That's 15% more damage you take almost every single time. So I think tank builds or glass cannon builds are going to be very, very good this league. So Headhunter is going to see a lot of play, especially with the new belt too, that we'll talk about later. Pretty much new glove. This drops from the new Fallen Spree Stones. All of them can drop this glove, but pretty much it lets you have a what you want to call it, a 7-link chess piece, pretty much. But you do get, you know, plus resistant, negative resistant, so it's a plus and a minus at the same time. Let's react to someone won't press too far. So I think this is going to be the new chase item. This is probably the new Headhunter belt this league. It's going to be very expensive. You can get this under 10x, so I would say go for it early. But this is going to go up very expensive. This is probably going to be the boss belt. And this pretty much, the main reason why this belt's so good is the leftmost 4 magic utility flasks you have always have their flask effects on 100% of the time. So it means no more pianoing them. You have permanent flask effect during bosses, during maps. So if you think about this with Pathfinder and the fact that Pathfinder makes flasks so strong with stacking them, making them really big and all that, you definitely can see this belt plus Pathfinder being extremely strong. Because you can pretty much think of this belt as permanent onslaught, permanent phasing, I think it's like over 100% movement speed. You know, you can put 4 resistant flasks on there if you really want to go that route instead and leave all the resistant off your, you know, chest, your gear. You know, a massive amount of crit, massive amount of defense. You know, I think this belt is going to be a very, very good belt. It's just going to be a very hard item to drop. And you don't want to try to trash the treasure heavy belts because there's so many in the game. So, you know, 4 passes like they already known about. It's 100 regular maps and 18 unique maps. Different video will cover that kind of stuff. It's going to be real easy this league to get to Awakener 8 because look how many maps you have to get now in the region. Like if you want to spawn the first Conquers, you know what? Run one map, run this, run this. There's your Conquers. Done. That easy. And it only takes 2 stones now to go up 1 Awakener level. So it's going to be... You're going to move up the Awakener level really quick this league. I can see people by day 2 being on Awakener 8 this league. By day 3, a lot of people will be on Awakener 8. And it's going to be real easy now to get your 10 boss fight done. Because you have a lot of maps now to choose from. And they did combine the passive trees. This will be a separate video. About... Okay, so that's the first one. I actually didn't remember the order to these on which one was what. I just wanted to read this real fast to see. So that's actually really good, this one being here. Because it lets you go into these 2. Because it's not the best one. Like that's your super fast one. I think that's the maps drop more. So like this one, I mean, Harby's good. The Sulfite's nice. These 2 Sulfite ones are nice. The Blights are nice. Like, there's a lot of good items. But it's still, sadly, it looks like you only get only 5 of these. I was hoping you would at least get 6. But it's still 5, looks like. We also do know that Parangus is gone. Parangus is now Expedition. So, everything Parangus got removed from the league. And now Expedition now takes over. And Ultimatum was supposed to come back this league. But it got moved to... Probably next week. I guess they're still not done working on it yet. They did what do you want to call it? The Veil modifiers. You know, fill up one modifier or one reveal gives you all of them. So it's really nice now. It should make a lot of people have all the Veil modifiers on the first week of the league pretty easily. This is all stuff that was sort of announced in the pre what do you want to call them? Like the teaser stuff. We just didn't know how they were going to work. Like the Flawless Breeze Stones, you cannot bless them. They only drop from the Maven Watching, I think, or the Maven Invitation, everybody said. And they are going to be a lot harder to do. All the drops from these now all drop at the very end or wherever you fail. Which I think's in a massive quality of life, very good. You know, the Uber Blight system. The Uber Blight here, we can now to 9 oils on it. It's really nice. It'll be really interesting to run these to see how it feels to run them though. And they only drop in blight maps. The new timeless items that only drop in there. You can mix and match these with the old ones, so it should be real interesting combinations. They did add 10 more ways to smack room now, so now 30 is the max. So I think 21 through 30 is going to be stupid hard. You know, you can get more cluster jewels now, more voices, you can get double megalos. You have a chance of dropping more than just one now, if you can make it past 20. But it means you're also going to fight more bosses too. So like a way 30 Kozilek could be really scary for a lot of builds if your build cannot take it. They also did remove, I think they said prophecies and talismans from the bar down here, so you don't see those anymore, finally. Delve got buffed. Now you're just bosses. Now you're, bosses will be easier to find, be more rewarding. So people should find more bosses now. This is probably the one thing I'm really waiting on to see. Is they pretty much ripped the whole Atlas apart and changed a lot. As you can see on here, like the shield nose changed. They pushed this down a little bit more. You can still have your cluster spots. It looks like just from this spot alone, like bleed. They did change this though, because right here used to be the impale. Now it looks like this is where the fortified's at. You have a fire cluster here. There's an axe cluster. Shields. I don't know what those symbols are. Another axe one. Bows, fire. Like there's a lot. Like look at all these fire ones. All of these symbols do connect with each other. So let's say if I have this one as one mastery, it will count for this one here, so I can take two different ones. There's shields up here, like a lot of shield ones. This one's pretty cool. You can pretty much give yourself corrupted blood. Cyan life field got moved around, so that changed. So this will definitely, we need to see the POB, so we can actually see the real stuff on here. Because you can see everything looks so different now. Like Avatar Fire is actually right here instead of being way on top. I think that's the new keystone that was on the duelists. But yeah, with these now, the changes, they pretty much took a lot of the stuff that was like on cluster jewels, like the stuff that wasn't as important, and put in the mastery system, which we'll talk about in a couple seconds. But that's how it makes it the glow going on here. It's all from the masteries. Masteries are going to pretty much change a lot of characters and make them really cool to play. Blah, 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 blah. Let's go. But yeah, you do need to take this big one here, though, and one little one to activate it. So you see it take the 2, and then you can put 1 point in the middle here, which will let you choose which one of these you want to take. So this definitely does change the game a lot. Like on this one here, this one has like, cannot be immune to corrupted blood, immune to hinder, resistance, like all that kind of stuff. So I think these overall will change a lot of stuff. Oh, there's that. So it's definitely going to be real interesting to see. We definitely need to see all of them before we can really see POBs, how they're going to be and stuff. Without that, POBs are pretty much up in the air until then. But like if you're like right here, you can take like, fast recharge. And if you take this somewhere else on the skill tree, again, you already have that one. You can take a different one on top of that. So like you can definitely make good combinations with this. It's just you need to pretty much get them all, or get going. Like fires on there, the new stuff they added, stuff for brands. I'm pretty sure totems, life, power charges, new skill gems. I'm not gonna talk about these really because there's the linking ones, which are for group play, or you can put them in minions. If your minion dies, you die with them. I think Energy Blade looks pretty cool to make lightsabers, and like spectral throw with this, like throwing lightsabers. And I think it's something that looks like you turn on. So if that's the case, you can run that, just have in there. Like Temporal Rift is pretty much like a time rewind. Only resets your mana, life, and I think your skills though. So like Forbidden Right, which they do show, you can like hurt yourself with it, get down low life, cast that, and then you go back to full life. So that's definitely something you can do. Tornado, it needs to get buffed. I think. I don't think Tornado is very viable right now. Like poison, now there was a poison version of the concoction thing that uses the life flask instead. The linking thing. If your person you link to dies, you die with them. So I don't think it's a group play item. There's a bunch of them in this league. It's pretty much what the whole league's based around. They did change guild stuff, so you can finally click in and out of items. So if you have like, you can just control click, it'll jump right into the guild stash. I think that's really nice. There's a guild hideout, that thing that you can now go to with a full guild. Expedition win core. Pretty much the lesser grand, like those common, like those items are automatically auto pickup now. But the reroll currencies you can trade in other people, and I'm pretty sure law books are still very tradable. And then there it is. Well, it replaced the Parangas, but there we go. So it's on the actual thing now. This is actually pretty cool to see because you can see that Flash Breach is right here. But yeah, Parang, this is pretty much the expedition now. With 3, 6, 9% more to find it. You start at 8. Items now drop fewer, but they stack now and they drop. So it's actually pretty nice. Like you can see on here, like 6 portal scrolls instead of just being 6 separate ones. It all is put together as one, as a 6-1 as a group, which I think is really good. Like 3 chromatics together, 4 orbs together. It's a lot. It's 4 clicks, you're done. Instead of, how it was in the past, 12, 15, 19 clicks before, and now it's 4 clicks. Definitely quality of life. They said this is a test though, so hoping they keep it around. I think that's really good quality of life. It's, like you can see on here, it's a lot less clicks. Like at the end of Incursion, it'll do the whole explosion, which will do the same thing. Supporter packs, new Wish Travel Tournament, don't care, and the Q&A. So I'm actually excited for the league. I want to do a very quick what I thought about just doing this and some stuff in the Q&A, not including the patch note information, which I'm hoping I didn't. Oh yeah, I forgot about this too. So you can actually get a regular version of the Skin of the Lore, pretty much, that has a 100% increased global defense on it, and then you can craft on it itself from there. So I think this is pretty cool. It's just cool to item, 86 item level, so you can definitely get some cool stuff out of it. I'm very excited for the league. I think it's gonna be very good. I'm just very curious on this right here. Like, this is the one thing I think is to be the most interesting. I'm not the Scourge mechanic itself, as of right now, seems okay. I'm not like the biggest thing on Val and everything, so we'll have to see how it plays out. But I think the Scourge on maps is going to be insane. We start doing like T16s, and you get like the Headhunter builds doing those. You can definitely make a lot of currency this league, I believe. This should be around the same amount of currency making as Delirium League, if done correctly. Like, if you min-max everything, I can see people walking away with hundreds and hundreds of Exalts easily this league. Like how we did in Delirium League, where we're sitting on a couple hundred Exalts so easily without even trying. But I think this league should be around the same with that. We just need to wait for POB to be updated so we can take a look at this and see how this makes builds feel now. Because without knowing all the masteries and what each change and how every layout's going to look like for builds, it's really hard to make POBs right now for builds. So I would say, personally, without this being updated, if there's any POBs out there, I probably would say don't follow them right now. don't, because without seeing this kind of information, we don't know what builds survive. Like, does, Fire Burst might come back now because of all the masteries. We just don't know. Like, how does melee builds feel? How do block builds feel? ES builds, ED Contagion. Like, we need to see the POB. Like, once we see all this, it's going to change a lot because you can see, like, everything looks so different from what we're used to. Like, the power charge is missing all the other half, plus they shortened it too. Like, the ES used to be right here going down, now it's over here. Like, that's why it makes it so, like, really different now, is we need to see that kind of stuff. Like, that's going to be the most interesting, I think. Like, this is actually looks different too, over here. So, like, yeah, but overall, I think it's a really good league so far. I'm excited. Just wanted to put a quick video about the what I thought about the league reveal. I know it's coming out really late. I just got real busy the day that this got released, and the next day I had work, so it got real hard to do. So I'm a little bit behind on my videos, but I should have about like 3 videos already lined up after this one comes out for the next 3 days. And then hopefully on a Wednesday, we'll have the POB update so we can talk about the mastery system. Because that's my next video I want to get out. Because once we have the mastery system come out, I can make a video about what builds I think will be good for next league. But until we see the POB out with the mastery system, I won't put a build out about it because there's no point. So I hope everyone liked the video. If you guys can subscribe down below, come follow me on Twitch. I hope if I missed anything that you think is important too, put in the description below so anyone watching this can see in there too of anything I might have missed. Because this was created a couple days after the reveal happened. So I'm trying to piece what was in the reveal versus what was in other people videos, what was in the patch notes, what was going to be released. Like, that's why I'm sort of off on a couple things, I know. Because it probably was after this, but trying to get there. So, hope you liked the video, and so hope to see everyone on the next one.